Hello, folks. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Anticio Duke. And for those of you who are new here, welcome. Today, we're going over 3 of the top deliverables for UX designers and product designers alike. There's this looming sort of topic around what deliverables are expected and what a designer would produce should they be working on a product. So we'll cover those topics today. All right, stay tuned for more. Welcome back. So today's topic, we're talking about deliverables for UX designers and product and app designers. So most of the time, when you talk about app design, people think of the UI only. But there are a lot of different assets that come with that, or a lot of different deliverables depending on the role you play. So we'll talk about 3 today. And the first one is kind of synonymous with how the user actually came to the product or has arrived to the app per se. And that is delivering the user journey map. What this is a visual representation of the user, in this case, the customer journey. So how a customer would move through the product from awareness to onboarding, to all of the different multi-channels that would bring a user, so a customer, from point A to actually conversion and finalizing that life cycle of engagement. And by doing so, or by providing these visual user journey maps, it gives the team a clear indication of what point in that customer cycle does the user or client fall off or does not convert, or pain points that are experienced through the process. This opens everyone's eyes up to how to effectively optimize that flow, what pain points we're really tackling and want to solve for, and much, much more. So that's one thing. And it can be done in a full diagram. I've seen some done in bits and pieces, depending on which phase a user is in. So that's one particular deliverable that you can expect to provide as a UX or digital product designer. The second deliverable we'll talk about that a product designer would provide in a project would be a wireframe. Now, I know you've heard this commonly used as wires, wireframes, layouts. There's a ton of pseudonyms for wireframes, but essentially it is a layout of the functional aspects of a product, not so much pertaining to the color, but it really focuses on function. So in this layout, it would say, hey, we're going to use assets here, or the call to actions will live here. And these things help align the design team and the product to how the user would actually engage with the product. Close your eyes, if you will, and imagine building a home. Now, you wouldn't go out and gather all the materials and just put it together. Now, would you? I believe not. But what you would do is reference the blueprints of that architectural structure to create and build that house. So if you think of wireframes in that same vein, that is what they do for product designers. The wireframes are the blueprints toward the next deliverable, which are the user interface. That's right, the UI. And a lot of people see the UI as the end all be all. And really, I understand. It's the graphical user interface. It's what the users will actually interact with when engaging with the product, when completing a task, or when navigating for something. So I understand. But that is the last and final deliverable we'll talk about today. That applies, it takes the brand elements, it takes all of the styling and the aesthetic that goes along with a brand and applies that to the interface. Now, this doesn't just apply to software apps, mobile apps, or websites. If you think of appliances that you have in your everyday world, so your washer, dryer, sometimes even fridge, there are displays that are tappable or something you can engage with. Those are actually interfaces as well. So as you can see, taking a style and taking an aesthetic of a brand and applying that to a product has its uses. And it all starts in different phases. But the UI, user interface, is what you will actually touch, navigate, and engage with from a product, app, or website. So we discussed 3 of the top deliverables for UX and product designers: the user journey map, the wireframes, which are the functional layouts of products, and the UI, user interface. Those come in the form of pictures, JPEGs, PNGs, PDFs. There's a document for that. If you're building out products, a lot of times there's a specification document with the PDF that gives you different reference towards what view does what details are related to what. Now, if you want to see an example of something like that, or you want me to dive a little deeper, leave a comment below and let me know. I'll be sure to kind of, give you some insight there as well. Now, there is some, for you experts out there, there are other guidelines and documents that would support this as well. So a brand guideline that you would use to then translate that for the UI. And there's something, a UI spec kit, which takes those styles and creates a spec kit for development. So what type of colors, hex codes, and much, much more. So that's getting a little bit deeper than what we'll talk about today. But yeah, let me know if you want a little bit more on that, and we can dive in that deeper as well. If you found this helpful at all, let me know in the comments below. Let me know which particular deliverable that either you do or don't do, and which one you feel like you want to sort of work on and improve for your product team or team. Until then, I'm signing off. We'll see you in the next one. Just know that your life is full of color. It has color. So make sure you design it that way. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh, by the way, like this video if it was helpful, and share it with someone you feel could use some tips on design. Hit that bell and subscribe, because we'll be doing more. And you wouldn't want to miss out on the fun, now would you? Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. So close your eyes and imagining, let me do that.